There is a new range of farm equipment coming to the UK market. It's called FPM, and we are lucky enough to get our hands on some. We have got a single rotor rake, we have got a 6-star tedder, we have got a disc mower, and we've also got, go and have a look at it down here, and a 5-star Acrobat. Now, I've never used one, but I'm sure there's lots of granddads out there who have, so it's going to be well excited to give that a go.
Tested by Machinery Nation.
It is the middle of July, and I'm here wearing a jumper, and it's nearly 12 noon. It should be beautiful sunshine. Anyway, the weather forecast now for the next 4, possibly 5 days is good. I'm not going to say great, it's good. And we need to get on. We've got a field of grass, which is in desperate need of cutting. Now, I'd like to have done this 4 weeks ago, but the weather has not been on our side, but the thistles have started to come through. It's now taller than the grass. We need the aftergrass for our lambs, which are in these little fields here, and we need to get it done. So today we are going to cut. It's only just started raining about probably an hour ago. The concrete is still damp, just waiting for that to dry out, and then we are going to go for it. We're going to cut, we're going to ted, and we're going to, fingers crossed, make some hay. If not, my neighbour is on standby with his round baler and wrapper. So in this video, we're going to show you the mower, which is there, and the tedder. And in the next video, we'll show you the rake and the Acrobat, and the baling will be on our other channel, which is called Find It, Fix It, Farm It. So make sure you follow on there as well, because that's not new machinery. This channel's only for new machinery. So stay tuned. Let's get mowing, and I'll tell you all about FPM.
The FPM range of farm machinery may be brand new to the UK market, but they have been producing and manufacturing farm equipment for over 60 years, from their purpose-built factory in Serbia, Southeast Europe. FPM specialise in catering for the small to mid-range farmers, with a host of different attachments available. From the haymaking equipment we have here, as well as fingerbar mowers, flail toppers, rotavators, two-wheel tractors, verged mulchers and more. The FPM range is being distributed in the UK by a company called FarmTech Supplies, who have a wealth of knowledge in the smaller agri market, and who already distribute several other brands within the smallholder sector. And now with the addition of FPM, they can now also equip the likes of livestock farmers, hill farmers and equestrian operations. Where there once stood either large farm machinery at one end and smallholder equipment at the other, there is now a UK-based company supplying and supporting the middle ground, with a very extensive range of farm machinery and the backup to boot. So the disc mower I have on our tractor today is the FPM DKF 200/5, which, as the model suggests, has a 2 metre width cut and 5 cutting discs. They also supply a basic DK range, which start as small as 1.3 metres, but jump up to the DKF range and they go all the way to 3.2 metres with 8 discs. This is a standard straight disc mower, which is mounted on a 3-point linkage and driven by the tractor's PTO, with V-belt drive down to its main gearbox, powering the bedded discs. This mower can be used up to 45-degree angles, and it is hydraulically folding for transport.
grass is on the ground. I'm very happy actually, it's gone really well. The thistles at the top didn't actually spread down too far into the rest of it. There's one patch out over here, another patch over there, but other than that, it's actually not bad grass at all. I'm quite pleased with it. It's got a nice shear, as they'd say. So anyway, I think it's time now to leave that to dry overnight, and then we'll get the tedder out tomorrow. So it is another day, and we've got another Sammy. Oh yes, now our 110. And we've got behind it our 6-star FPM tedder. So the grass is looking great. I'm really happy with how that mower worked yesterday. The smell, I wish you could smell the smell. I wish I could share that with you. But anyway, if you've been haymaking before, you know the smell I'm on about. Look at this beautiful FPM 6-star tedder. But we could look at it all day. Let's get on and use it because we need to make the most of that sunshine. But before I jump the gun, now for the sake of video purposes, I have adjusted the wheels. So the wheels are at an angle all the way up through. So as I go round my rows, it will kick the grass out into the middle for the first row round. The idea of that is so you don't kick all your grass into your headland or your hedge or the bit you didn't mow because you only just seeded it this year. And yeah, and then after I've done the first row, I'll change all those wheels around. It's quite hard to get that on camera. But hopefully you can see that that's offset from the tractor, so I'm hoping I've got that right. I'll go around and that'll kick it out into the middle. Personally, I don't think most people bother with that, but I thought for the video purposes, we would do it. This is the FPM RAS 600/6, which is a 6-rotor 6-meter tedder and comes as standard for Category 1 and Category 2 3-point linkage, with dual landing stands for extra stability. FPM also produce a 4-meter 4-rotor and an 8-meter 8-rotor tedder. These tedders include individual hydraulic folding so that you can lift one side at a time. It also has all the features you have come to expect on a modern tedder, like anti-sway bars, easy change times, swivel headstock and directional headland wheels, all while utilising their DigiDrive Connect system, adding to easier maintenance and connectivity. Since FPM was founded in 1961, they have strived to stay ahead of the game with cutting-edge machinery and technology, and with their 220 members of staff, they are at the forefront of their market with operations like laser cutting, CNC milling, robot welding, heat treating and gear production. This allows them to produce all of their own componentry and be in complete control of their own manufacturing process from start to finish. With a vast range of equipment and now with the right distribution in the UK with FarmTech supplies, I believe we'll be seeing a lot more of FPM over the coming years. They are certainly here to make an impression, so don't be surprised if you see them very soon at a dealership or county show near you. So the field is clear, the hay is all in the shed, And as the weather forecast promised, we had a deluge of rain come down the very next day. So now that's out of the way, we can now round up on what my thoughts are of the mower and the tedder. Now I think we can all agree that the mower done a fantastic job behind the Sammy 80. Now this was meadow grass, it hasn't been cut properly for many years, so it's still going to have some tufts and bits and pieces within it no matter what mower you use. So considering that, it has done a superb job. Now there's a couple of things that I noticed about the mower. One is the smallest disc mower that I have ever used. Now this is a 2-meter mower. The smallest mower I've ever used is an 8-foot disc mower, so you've got a lot more to play with. Now there's a couple of times where I sort of waved away from the line and there's a couple streaks up through the middle of the field where I missed the grass, but now that's down to my user error, not the machine at all, because the mower actually sort of cuts about sort of 12 inches out from the wheel on this tractor. Now it'll all depend on the frame size that you've got on the tractor, but the nice thing about this mower is that you could put this on a small, probably 40 horsepower tractor, and you can put it on something which is 110 horsepower if you wanted. The frame size allows you to do that, which I think is a great feature. Now another thing that threw me with this mower was the fact when you get to the end of your row, you don't lift it up with your spool like I'm used to, where on mowers I've used before, disc mowers, you get to the end of your line, you pull your spool and you lift the mower up out the way. With this one, you lift your linkage up at the end of the line, which is very similar to how a drum mower used to be years ago. Now, as I mentioned during the video, this is a 2-meter mower. Now, they start at 1.3 meters and they go all the way up to 3.2 meters. So although this is a smaller one, they also do the bigger ones as well. Now that leads me on nicely to why you would buy this mower, and that is that there are so many people out there still now using a 5'6" or 6-foot drum mower, and this is a much better alternative. So the price. How much is this mower going to cost you? Well, the recommended retail price is £6,798 plus the VAT, but remember that is the RRP recommended retail, not necessarily your dealer price. Now the FPM 6-star tedder, I am in love with this machine. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Let me show you why. Now most 6-rotor tedders are wider than this one. This one's only 6 meters. Let me show you why that is a huge advantage. And there's 2 reasons why. One is that they are only a meter wide on each rotor, which means they are closer together, which means you are covering more ground. The tines are getting closer to each other on your material, so you're leaving a much cleaner path behind. And the second reason is that because they're smaller, the whole frame of the machine is narrower. So if you live in Devon, like we do, the lanes are very narrow and you've got bad access pretty much everywhere. So with a narrower machine, it's going to make it easier transporting it. Now most tedders these days you can adjust the wheels so you can go around on your headlands. This is probably the easiest operation I've had to be able to do that. It is a simple design, but obviously that all relies on how well you're going to grease it and maintain it. If you've had a tedder before, you'll know the problem I'm going to mention now, and that is generally you only get one prop stand to be able to unhitch the machine. Now when they're folded up, that makes them quite unstable. The nice thing about this one, it's got 2. Now to have it so that you can swivel while going along, this is probably one of the better designs I've seen. So as you lift it up, it will go back into this section to keep it square on the back, and then it can float from side to side when you're in work. Historically with tedders, I've known it happen a couple of times with different brands and different models, and that is as you're going down your line, your tedder will start to sway. So as you're going down through, one side is trying to catch up with the other all the time. Now, with this one, it did not happen once, and all I can put it down to are the anti-sway bars that they've got in. Great design, really good, and works perfectly. Now, FPM call this DigiDrive, and you're probably familiar with this on another machine, but a lot of machines out on the market have got universal joints, which are very high maintenance and need constantly greasing. With these, it is much easier and much easier to maintain. As far as I'm aware, most tedders on the market have only got 2 hydraulic pipes, one for in and one for out. Now on this one you've got 2, you've got one for each side. So on the right hand side you can fold that down separately to the left hand side. Now that's great if you've got a tractor which has got 2 spools with 2 float positions. Now I've got 4 spools on this tractor, which is great, but only one of them has a float position. So ideally I need those pipes joined up so I can put it into float, and then the tedder will follow the ground much easier. So this is a 6-star. They also do a 4-star tedder and an 8-star tedder. You're probably wondering what the price is. Well, the recommended retail price of this tedder is £11,109. But bear in mind that is the recommended retail price, not necessarily your dealer price. So there we have a great example of one of their tedders and a great example of one of their mowers. And we've still got the raking video to do where we're going to compare a single rotor rake to an Acrobat style rake. So please make sure you subscribe to be able to watch that. Now, FarmTech Supplies are looking for dealers nationwide of these products. So if you're in a position to sell them or are already a dealer, then please get in contact. Their link is in the description below. And if you want to see more of this machinery in action, please pop over to our vlog channel where we already have our baling video of this field, but we've also got another 4 acres over there to do. But we're Machinery Nation and we bring you videos every single week about tools and machinery, so please consider subscribing, hit the like button, ding the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.